Christmas trees are grown.
Violent Night was directed by Tommy Wirkola and stars David Harbour as Santa Claus. The premise of this movie is essentially Die Hard in a mansion, but replace John McClane with Santa Claus. An elite team of mercenaries breaks into a family compound on Christmas Eve, taking everyone hostage inside. However, they aren't prepared for a surprise combatant. Santa Claus is on the grounds, and he's about to show why this Nick is no saint. This movie had to do specific things for me. It had to put me in the Christmas spirit and just give me a rollicking, fun Christmas movie that I can watch every year on Christmas, and that's exactly what Violent Night did. This is definitely a movie full of season's beatings. David Harbour as Santa is like the perfect actor to play this Santa. Santa is a disgruntled, broken down, drunk, angry man in this, and there's nobody better than David Harbour to play him. I mean, look at David Harbour. He has that tough guy mentality. He has that look to him where it's like, you piss him off, you get him angry, he'll fight you. That's exactly why David Harbour is perfect for this role as Santa. The kills in this movie, man, it's so little short story. Like growing up as kids, every year on Christmas Eve we got to open a Christmas present, and we always had a nutcracker. That was one present we always got. It was like family tradition. I never want to see a nutcracker ever again after this movie. Those things are pure evil now. I mean, I don't know. I sat in the theater watching this movie. I was hoping it was just going to be a movie where I could just have a silly grin on my face, laugh, hoping it was a movie that would put me in the Christmas spirit after I've kind of been through the ringer the past month or so with this whole moving situation, and now I'm definitely in the Christmas spirit. It's a movie that it was a lot more lighthearted than I thought. Like when you think of a title like Violent Night, you think, okay, it's Santa who's killing people on Christmas Eve. You think it's going to be a lot more dark, and maybe it would dive a little bit deeper into Santa as a character, and surprisingly, it does, but it does it in a very meaningful and emotional way that was even more surprising to me than if it was just a dark, gritty thriller. You know, it was like an action comedy, and that's what I loved. Like, when the kills start to go down, like, the various weapons Santa uses in this movie to kill these mercenaries is awesome. There's also references to other Christmas movies that I really enjoyed, specifically Home Alone. I did not expect there to be references to one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, actually two of them, because Home Alone and Home Alone 2 are so good. But, I mean, you essentially do something like Home Alone, but you take it a few extra steps, you know, because this is an R-rated Christmas movie. Suffice to say that Violent Night is going to be a Christmas staple from here on out every year. I'm going to watch this movie like it's a religion every year on like Christmas or Christmas Eve. It's going to be a Christmas Eve classic. It takes place on Christmas Eve, so I might as well watch it on Christmas Eve every year. I don't care if it's Santa killing people. Like, he has every right to kill these assholes. I wanted cheesy dialogue. I got cheesy dialogue. I mean, if you're digging so far deep into this movie, you're going to hate this movie. But I think that's the thing critics kind of get lost in sometimes, is they expect something a little bit more than what a movie is actually supposed to do. And we got in a few of these types of movies this year, especially from the action side of movies. Like, action movies have been quite better this year. This movie, Bullet Train, Beast, these movies know exactly what they are. They inhabit this type of just fun, silly ridiculousness that action movies need to embrace more of, and they totally roll with that premise. It's not going to win any Oscars or anything, but man, it put me in the Christmas spirit. I had a good time. I laughed my ass off in many scenes. I thought David Harbour was a perfect Santa Claus for what this movie Santa Claus was going for, and it actually somewhat had a message. There's things in here that touch upon, like, maybe if you don't believe in Santa, then you don't believe in Christmas anymore, and maybe Christmas will just go away after a while, if that ends up happening. And then the movie addresses that, surprisingly, and that was a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be, even for a movie that is just supposed to be some stupid, ridiculous Christmas movie where Santa just kills mercenaries, Die Hard in a mansion, as I've already explained. I mean, what other Christmas movie has candy canes, ice skates, snowmobiles, grenades as weapons of choices for Santa, and sledgehammers? Nothing will beat this for years. This is one of the more fun Christmas movies I've had watching, at least for new releases. When a new Christmas movie comes out, like a new release Christmas movie in recent years, that I've seen. And I'm going to say I really, really enjoyed Violent Night with a full bucket of popcorn. It was getting to the end of that popcorn bucket, and I was like, do I eat the kernels? And I ate some of the kernels. I was like, I was having too much fun. Made my mouth dry, because that popcorn is way too salty at AMC. But I had a lot of fun with this movie. It's not anything special, but it's a fun Christmas movie that'll put you in the Christmas mood, and it's going to become a Christmas classic eventually, I think. It's something I'm going to watch every year on Christmas Eve. So if you have seen Violent Night, I want to know your thoughts. Drop me some feedback in the comment section below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I'll see you at the movies somewhere.
Do you know how Christmas trees are grown? They need sunshine. Sunshine can't grow Christmas trees alone. They need raindrops. Raindrops can't grow Christmas trees. Here's the reason why.